Well, hi and welcome back to the Healthy Metal Hippie. Today is, another little solo hit that I wanted to do. I really have had a bit of a struggle this past week, and honestly, most of it's been about Twitter and online presence, and it's really got me thinking a lot about and misinformation and how dangerous it can be. I really think that I started to notice it when I was in some different rock-based Facebook groups, and I started seeing photos of people like Avril Lavigne or Taylor Momsen or whoever it may be. And they're clearly AI photos. And I mean, it's fine. And people, whatever, AI photos, they're fun. They have their place. I don't think that's the place for them, to be honest, when you're trying to celebrate women in rock, celebrate the actual women. Anyway, I started noticing things like that, celebrity photos. You've probably seen a bunch of these posts online too that are, happy birthday, Jimmy Page. And, his birthday was like 6 months ago. um, there's tons of these coming up. And I think we're doing it for notoriety, for virality. I understand that people want that. And I think, there's obviously a draw when you've got tens of thousands of people commenting on your photos and on your videos, then it feels good. And obviously it boosts up your page, right? Like, who doesn't love a little content boost, But it's becoming dangerous to me. Another thing that I'm really seeing a lot of, and I guess this is not really, it's a little bit different than just misinformation, but I'm seeing a lot of groups either being taken over, being hacked into, taken over, or you're seeing people build up a group. Let's just say it's a rock group, and then overnight they switch it and it's now, they've got like 200,000 members or something crazy. And then it switches and it's suddenly a home decor. That actually happened to one group that I'm in. And, I really get nervous because then you sit there thinking how much is like put out and how much is built on all these really false pretenses, these ill intentions that people might have over the past week. Not just the past week, but probably even more blown up over the past week. Been so anxious. It's become very overwhelming, and I know I'm not the only one who is feeling that right now. And it's you know it's upsetting. Um, and once again, I'm speaking freely and with emotion, and I hope you understand that it's been shocking, some events that have happened here in the UK, the state of things in America. I feel very nervous looking. None of this is about politics, but you look at the state of politics in the States and everywhere, and it makes you nervous, all of it. What I've been thinking about is, those things I mentioned earlier they're annoying, but they're not really harmful, right? Like the AI celebrity pictures. I mean, some of them are okay because, some of them can be like quite sexual in nature or whatever, doing things that they didn't do, right? But so those can be dangerous too. That's a totally different topic. But there's been, tons of stuff put out in politics that's not actually what was said. And people hear, just as anything, people hear what they want to hear and they run with it. And we all know that, in our personal lives too, right? But no matter what side of the fence you're on, I always think it's really important to go back and, check additional resources and not just the places you look. Okay? You probably, if you are listening to this, have heard that there was a stabbing in Southport, and it resulted in mass riots here in the UK. It was terrifying to watch. I mean, everything is still on really high alert right now for violence, and it started because of misinformation about migrants and about spreading hate, and all of this. Anytime you're spreading hate, you bring out the worst in people. But nobody, I'm really happy that you see the people that fight back and go, hey, no, this is actually wrong. It wasn't it wasn't a migrant who committed these horrible crimes. It was actually a citizen. The outpouring of support from people who are against all this behavior has been really amazing to watch too. So anyway, it was scary for a while looking at all of these things unfolding, and then you see, terror threats. So Taylor Swift got canceled in Vienna, and we've been speculating if the London shows will be canceled too. It's shocking. And you know what, and maybe people don't like immigration for whatever reason, but they're getting angry at the wrong people. They're being violent, and I'm sorry, but it doesn't ever solve anything, right? The other thing that I'm sure, unless you like literally live under a rock, you've seen all the controversy with the Olympic boxers. And again, people had to come out and stand up for them and say, no, what you are spreading is wrong. It's transphobic. It's everything. I mean, blatant lies. And I've just found it so shocking how many people suddenly come out of the woodwork and show that inner hatred. I honestly, I'm disturbed by it. The other thing we can consider is not simple, and again, this is a whole other topic I'm not touching, but deep fake videos, where, they will take whatever and make them say whatever or do whatever. And some of them are so good. You really have to be careful when you're looking at them. When we're dealing with misinformation and we're dealing with hate, and, many of us, I think, actually are on the quest for truth and what really happened and what's really going on. And I think it's a wonderful thing. I'm proud, I have to say, that seeing everybody come out for those riots and see the anti-protesters come out and stand together and protect the communities, it kind of, honestly, sitting here, it makes me want to cry because it was a beautiful outpouring of love. And the thing that it proves to me is simply that there is a lot more love in the world than there is hate. And I hope that as you're listening to this, you feel the same way. There's certainly a lot of hate out there. And I think right now their voices have become louder, and we've allowed them to get louder than and I mean we, as in the general public, we've allowed them to get louder. It's easier to spread, you get people riled up over about division, about, all these disagreements and beliefs and everything else. And when it comes down to it, general human rights, it seems, which is sad. But people will always spread an outrageous headline or straight up lie before they'll sit and, spread truth, spread love, dispute the facts. And it's something, I don't like confrontation, period. But I don't get into this stuff online usually, but more and more I find myself standing up for it because I truthfully am so exhausted from hearing about it and seeing hate spread. I always try to post things that are, positive or uplifting. And I think right now it's even more important to be spreading truth, spreading love and support, caring for your community, looking out for one another, understanding that we all come from different circumstances and different situations. And, you know, like it or not, things aren't black and white. And I think we can all make a difference. I hope that maybe you would join me in this pledge to promote peace, to promote love, and stand up for what's right. And you know what? And I think to right can be totally subjective, but if you think I like to live kind of on the basis of the way somebody else lives their life is none of my business as long as it's not spreading hate, spreading anger, being violent, then I think it's okay. Whatever you do, it's none of my business. And I will stand up for you 100% of the time if if you're an outlier, if you're an immigrant, if you are LGBTQIA+, I'll stand up for you no matter what your skin color, no matter what your religion. I just believe in good people. And maybe that's naive, but I still believe it. And I believe that there's goodness in people's hearts. I think as I look through everything that's happening, I see it more and more. We are being all called back to realness and authenticity and, showing the good and the bad without an agenda. We're saying goodbye to these over sensationalized headlines, the things that, spread straight up lies. And again, the headlines are awful, but I think we're all being called back to that and truthful, authentic way of living. And I think every single person, we have that ability. So when you see stuff that's, AI, celeb pics, or the wrong birthdays, we should all just stop commenting on it. Fight for social issues, but, if when we start to disengage with the fake, we disengage with the hate, and of course we have to stand up for these, for fighting isn't going to make it better. And so I hope that today you're stepping into something that feels authentic and right and peaceful and happy for you. And wherever that you go, you spread a little bit of joy because the world needs it. And I think all of our hearts need it, the compassion and the love and caring for ourselves and for the people around us. So I'm sending you lots of love today, a short episode, but I think it's important. Go check your facts, look at different sources, spread love. Okay. Have a beautiful day. Love you.